Here's something interesting that might lead into My Little Pony Season 6. May or may not be spoilers, but it's a toy that was released by Hasbro. And it's also been depicted on some of Hasbro's artwork as well. It's Pinkie Pie's Swan boat. Now this could be like so many Alatorn toys, or like Pinkie Pie's RC car, a little toy that goes no place and has no effect whatsoever on the series as a whole. Or it could be like Princess Twilight Sparkle, Twilight's Tree Castle, or Rarity's Canterlot Boutique, a complete spoiler for the upcoming season, as is often done with Hasbro. If this is indeed something that the series is going to have, I wonder how it's going to play into the episode. Will it be a one-time use thing like the helicopter that we saw in Testing 1, 2, 3, an occasional use thing like Twilight Sparkle's hot air balloon, or will it be something that's used in practically every episode? And if it is something that's used in every episode, will it be just to drift around in and explore about Equestrian, or will it be something with some kind of magical property? Perhaps a boat that doesn't take you where you want to go, but rather takes you where you need to be. This could be the My Little Pony equivalent of what happened on Gargoyles. After Goliath, Bronx, and Elisa left Avalon with Angela in tow, the boat didn't take them back to New York. It took them to where they needed to be, and thus they saw the world and met new characters. This could very well happen on My Little Pony, and I'd have no objection to it. What would bother me, however, would be if the boat was exclusively for Pinkie Pie, or exclusively for Pinkie Pie plus one passenger. I'd like to see when the ponies go off on adventures that they get split up into a whole variety of groups. Instead of having Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash in every mission that they're sent on, and Rarity and Applejack on every mission they're sent on, and Fluttershy and Twilight on every mission they're sent on, let's mix things up and have a few missions with Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash, and a few missions with Rainbow Dash and Rarity, and a few missions with Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy, and a few missions with Pinkie Pie and Applejack, and a few missions with Pinkie Pie and Rarity, and so on, in all sorts of interesting combinations. Maybe even occasional missions with 3 or 4 ponies, or 5, or all 6. As well as including missions for the CMC, Starlight Glimmer, and maybe even some new characters or some old background ponies that are promoted up to a more important status. It could be interesting to give all of their ponies their own unique vehicle of some kind to go traveling in, and form sort of a wacky races situation, where each pony has a vehicle to fit her own unique personality. That could also be a great marketing ploy. Pinkie Pie has a swan boat, Twilight Sparkle has a balloon, Rarity has some kind of fancy schmancy chariot, Rainbow Dash has like a supersonic ultra speed racing wagon, Applejack has a ye olde farm type wagon, Fluttershy has some kind of giant floral, foresty, leafy vessel of some sort. You know, each pony having something to fit their personality in some sort of typical way. It could be a good marketing ploy. It could be either interesting or corny. but certainly a great deal of fun. But I would think that it would be even more interesting if the ponies are to use the map to travel all over Equestria, to go by way of some kind of wormhole technology and instantly teleport into situations, maybe even with occasional comedic results as to where the wormholes land them. It works similar to the way the time travel wormhole worked, only with dropping them off in different locations. Although that could be a method of travel reserved just for unicorns, perhaps. There's a lot of interesting possibilities in this concept, but it could also just as easily and just as welcomely be a one-shot thing that you see for one episode and never see again. Or it could be something that never gets used, like so many other toy ideas. So that's the hard thing with toys. You don't know if you're predicting something that actually will happen, or if you're looking at something that will never happen. It'd be interesting to see where this comes in the near future and how many other leaks make it to the internet before season 6 starts. Anyhow, that's it for the speculations. Thank you for watching and good night.